Okay, I'm hoping it's good now. Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. Okay, okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. There we go.
Yay!
Yay! Love and hate technology.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, we are back. Thank you guys for your patience. I'm really sorry about that. My ADHD brain doesn't even know where we left off, really. But you matter. Is what really matters, and that's really where our heart lies. Is just trying to reach those people who, and this is good. Goes for anyone, really. I mean, this keeps us held accountable daily, which is a big part of the reason why we're doing what we do. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a mission. We wouldn't have a purpose or passion, and this keeps us motivated every day, and it keeps us accountable and true to the things that we want to live by, and we want to inspire and help. We appreciate you guys so much. Especially in the last couple of years, mental health is increasingly, becoming an issue. I mean, that 40% of people who have openly admitted to facing some sort of struggle with mental health in one way or another, whether it's anxiety, PTSD, depression, agoraphobia, suicidal ideations. There's just so much that comes to it and comes with it, and that's why we fight every day. And it's been weighing heavy on my heart. We've had several of our followers and supporters come to us. We just had one of our followers lose a loved one to suicide. And I know Mariah herself just a couple months ago lost a good friend to suicide, and it's not something that's going to go away overnight. It's always going to be something that needs to be fought and addressed and talked about, and that's why we're here, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. My life drastically changed the second I started talking about it and seeking help and support from the people that love me, and sometimes it's not always that easy. In those years of depression and fighting the darkness and things that I was facing at the time, the trauma that I was going through, you get blinded by those emotions. And I felt for so long that I was in it alone, that the people who I thought loved and cared about me just didn't. And it just really lies of the devil. Whatever you believe in, I don't want to get preachy or by any means, but they're lies. They're lies that we tell ourselves. They're lies that you're never alone. You're never alone. And I know for me, my faith helped me through a lot of those dark times when I felt like I didn't have anybody else that I could physically talk to. And with the platforms that we have and the technology that we have, and say what you want about social media, but it's keeping us connected through these travesties. I mean, we're going through a worldwide pandemic, and people can say it's fading out or whatever, but it's not. It's really not. The effects are long lasting, and it's we're here, and we want to be here, and we're going to keep fighting. Thank you, Julie. She just messaged us. She's like, we were talking about the COVID lockdown. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
I think we lost. I think we got lost again. But anyway, yeah, the COVID lockdown, and people, the unemployment rate, and people either not being able to work or choosing not to work. There's a lot that factors into it, but there's a lot that weighs on us as individuals and people. And
I think so many decisions had to be made, right? Did you want to stay working? Did you have a job anymore? Like, were you let go? And those are all hard questions to get asked just regularly. But then when you're thinking about your own personal health and safety, instead of just thinking about those just as a regular question, like it's so much more, right? Because then you're drawn and you're like, oh, I don't know, you know. And if you have kids, it's like, well, then should I stay in the workforce? I don't know. I have kids. Do I have childcare? And I know that that was huge for me, you know, when I had to work at that point. I was in the corporate world at that point, so I had to work. And it was like, okay, well, if we stay home, and then we didn't know if kids were going to be remote learning, and how were we as parents going to face that whole idea of having our kids at home? Like, we became
And
teachers
even from
overnight.
week to week, that difference. I mean,
Right,
a blizzard put you back on a remote learning with Nina just a couple weeks ago, right? So from week to
right.
week, it's different.
Right. And like, and this is for them, it's the norm, right? But for us, like, I mean, for Nina, it is, at least. I mean, she basically started school remote for the most of her schooling. She started remote, and like, this has been a, you know, one of the first years completely back and things like that. But now, when instead of snow days, there's remote days. So it's in our future for sure. And I mean, it's good for them to learn to like be able to work all that stuff. And it really has been a growth thing for them. And I think with all of this, right, with COVID, we can see both sides, right? It has hurt us in many ways, and some things have come out of it that are not so good. But when we really dig into, there's a lot of things that COVID has brought out of us that are great. Like, I think for myself, it's really pushed me to say, like, push aside anything that doesn't serve me mentally and physically, and to change up those routines, and right, and push for what you dream for, what you believe in, because life is precious. People, you know, we're in a pandemic. Sometimes tomorrow, it's like tomorrow is not promised, but today, right now, is. So when we wake up and we get up, like, just look at it for what it is for today and keep pushing. And I think, um, you know, that's what we so badly want to get out to people, is because some days they are daunting, right? And it looks like we're not going to make it to the end of the day. And that's why I'm so big about, like, celebrate yourself, you know, even for the little stuff. You woke up, you got up, you brushed your teeth, great, because some days that's hard, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It is hard. And I was very blatant about, like, I have to set an alarm because
Right,
my brain will forget. It's not always that instinctual for everybody,
right,
especially if you're dealing with like ADHD or depression, because
right,
the depression tells you you're not worth it, so why?
right,
And it's important to have that why, like you said. You have to have that why. Um, and sometimes you hold on to the wrong why.
right,
And that was a hard awakening for me when I was in Iowa and I had MS cuties, which I'm still very passionate about, but it wasn't the right time.
right,
And I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do to take care of myself in order to take care of these animals. And it just wasn't happening.
right,
And once I lost that why, I lost myself, because that was everything I wanted and everything I dreamed of doing.
right,
But sometimes you just have to reshape and reevaluate what's important and figure out what serves you and what doesn't. A part of that journey for me, you know, I I accepted my first part-time job just to get out of the house that was outside of a remote situation, because I had been working remote for years even before COVID. So quarantine was very normal for me. And when I realized that it shouldn't be, I was like, damn, something's wrong.
right.
I'm like, ooh,
What's
I
it
gotta
supposed
fix
to
this.
look like?
So I took a job in hospitality, and you know, it was really great for my confidence and to overcoming that fear, because there's so much of it. Mental illness is fear-based, and I've always been a firm believer. And then, hi, Jeet, hi, thank you for joining us. I had to say hi. I'm sorry. I hope I pronounced your name wrong. I'm sorry if I didn't. We are wonderful and so blessed to be here. Thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. But yeah, so it was great in the moment to really overcome those fears and get out of my comfort zone, because um, with facing any, there we go, my my tears are melting my face away. I get emotional and I just love. But it was good at the moment, but I had to get to the point where I realized it wasn't serving me in the way that I wanted. I wasn't progressing. It was actually taking away from my passions, and that was around the time, well, actually, that was actually kind of months after, but we had reevaluated our mission and rebranded and created MR2 Connections, and that's when I was like, okay, so I made that move forward. I did that, and I'm like, okay, that was good for a time. Let's let this off and move on to what we really want to do and our mission. And that, you know, once you really vocalize what you want to do and have a firm why, you start acting towards those goals. You start, it becomes your reality. It really does. And we shape our own universe, and we have so much potential and power to create the life of our dreams. And for so long, I just felt like the universe is against me. Everybody hates me. Nobody loves me. And I was stuck in this mindset. And that's what I was living, literally, because I would wake up, well, nobody cares, so why should I? So I didn't do the things I needed to do to progress. And I was regressing. And the second we start growing and moving forward, that's when we enter it. We're dying. We start dying.
We get stuck. We get stagnant. Yeah.
I thought you had a thought. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. It totally cut out. And then I looked back up and then I saw you. And it totally just like cut. Love the technology. Love it. But no, I will speak on just kind of some of the aspect of when I became a mom and how that affected kind of like my mental health. And of course, like I you know, I see my daughter as she had like totally saved me, right? Like I was in a really bad place. That was, you know, at the time that God gave me her, that was the time it was meant to be. But postpartum,
that was totally unplanned, and that's just, it's meant to be.
Right. Right. All the struggles, all the things that led up to Miss Nina Jean. You know, it really was, it was the right time for me because I needed a why, and she was that, and I was able to put aside a lot of the bad behaviors and things I was doing because I had a bigger why, right? I had a little person. But with that comes postpartum depression, which, you know, is so hard for everybody to talk about because you're supposed to be so happy, right? You have this brand new little baby, you know, all the firsts, you know, all the things that are just so great about being a mom, and they are. But when you're battling postpartum and things on the inside, you don't feel so happy like you're supposed to, you know, and I think that's so hard because everyone expects you, right? All the smiles and the newborn things and all of that. But it's for people that battle depression or postpartum, it's not like that on the inside. But you can picture a lot of things, right? And we keep a lot of things silent because then at that point, it gets, I feel like, even harder for people to talk about mental health because mental health ourselves, right? We have a stigma on it. But then when we bring a child in and we have somebody that we are now responsible for and people are looking at us as a mother, as somebody to raise this little being, we're afraid of being judged on a whole new level. And then like mom guilt, people talked about mom guilt. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I already feel all types of guilt and shame sometimes. And I have to work real hard to get that away. Like, what could this possibly be? And I'll tell you what, it's like the realest thing ever. Wow. Like, and you know, I still struggle with it. And it takes, I mean, constant daily reflection, right? Not to just be totally bogged down by this mom guilt. And am I around my kid enough? Am I present enough? Am I doing as much as I can to contribute to their future? How are other people seeing it? Is the house clean enough today? You know, did they see my depression in this way today? Right? And then you start thinking about all that and how you're impacting someone else. And it almost magnifies all of your mental health. And then you know, all these feelings are crossing, and you just, it's just confusing at that point. You don't know what to think anymore. And I think so oftentimes then it's like that, you know, whole idea of like the mom going and crying in the bathroom just to get away. And I've been in that spot so many times, and so many times I wish I had an outlet or something positive I knew that I could look towards. And that's just, again, where I just feel so blessed now to have MR2 Connections and to have Monumental Minds, where I know that it's holding us accountable. And not only that, but we're getting this ripple effect of these people coming to us and saying that they're looking for our positive light. Because truly, as much as we need this business and we're so excited for this business and this platform as Monumental Minds, we need it just as equally as bad, some days if not more, right? Some days are harder than others, but I know now when I wake up in the morning, I have something to do and I have something to push for. And I think that's just been it's been such a powerful feeling to have.
Absolutely. And in those times, it for me, when I felt like I would go to like Tony Robbins is a big one for me. You introduced me to Mel and Rachel Hollis, and I watched Kelly religiously. I love the Olympics, but I can't wait for you to be done so Kelly can come back on NBC.
Yes.
But having those positive outlets and people to relate to, and that's really, it's like we can do that, and we can be that change too, and it's so important. It's so important, and the accountability and the daily, having that why, and Nina is a powerful why. Being a mom is a powerful why.
Right. Let's see, what goodies do we have? Tonight we have some goodies to share. I know yesterday we popped on for like a little second, just so that you know that we had some new products coming. So we've been working really hard on kind of dreaming up and wondering what we are going to do, what to add. Yes, all the custom tee over things there. Yes.
He's a big boy. He's trying to steal my spotlight.
Oh, Chew.
He's my boy.
Oh, what a cutie.
Where's your ball, Nuggy?
Oh, Nuggy Buggy.
You gonna get it?
Yeah, Taz has taken a little spot over there on the bed. Taz is chilling out over there, listening.
Jazzy, where is he?
He was behind me a little bit ago. I keep nudging him, so he wanted his space.
He's so cute. I just love him. I almost didn't realize he was there. Usually he's so like, let me in.
All over the place. I know, he was actually calm and collected behind me a minute ago, I swear.
Such a good boy.
Let's see. All right, so, and I have one of our newer self-care club crystal kits, which is the one we were talking about our friend Julie just having.
Yes, she carries it with her everywhere, and we enhanced it a little bit. So we have our 5-part crystal. We got the rose quartz, the angel aura quartz, the fluorite, the tiger's eye, and what was the last one? Just one more, citrine, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the citrine's in there. And then so we added a little MR2's Self-Care Club journal to go with the set, which is really exciting. I know it's helped me tremendously, especially, it's just so hard. Like, getting yourself to sit down and write in a journal every day with ADHD is not an easy thing. But it's so nice to have, like, I'll have my little notepads next to me. I'm like, okay, this is what I did today. This is what helped. Have my meditation notes. Then I'll bring them in and compile them later. Working my way up to the big fancy journals. I can't wait, but I'm so excited. But we thought, it would be a good way to kind of incorporate that with the crystal sets that we have, the natural healing and things like that. It's a big thing for us. Again, as a faith-based person, we're all, we got the good dreams only. Good vibes. We're all made of energy, right? The definition of energy is, or the definition of magic is energy. And a lot of people kind of have a different perspective on crystals and natural healing and things like that. But scientifically speaking, it's all measured by energy, and we're all divinely created. And I believe these were created for a reason, and it's helped me through my journey, and we hope that it helps other people too. And our mission is to really create something for everybody. So
Right.
these may not fit you, they may not fit your journey, you may believe it's a bunch of hoo-ha and hooey, whatever.
Right.
That's okay. That's okay. We're trying to find something for everybody because that is our mission. Every soul is beautiful. Every mind is beautiful. Every life matters. We love everybody. I don't care what color you are, which size you are.
Right.
I don't care who you love. Love everybody. That's the whole
Love
point.
them
We
all.
love everybody. We are so filled with love, and just so passionate about making sure that you feel important and valued. And you are so worthy, and we're so
And if
blessed to
there's
have
anything that like we ever like don't speak on, right? Because we are not like by any way professionals on any of this stuff really that we're
you. Oh
talking
yeah,
about
we are
or
not
doing.
doctors. I've said this before.
Okay, but we're getting out there and doing it nonetheless because somebody needs to do it, y'all. So if there's something we're not talking about that we need to, you know, include and stuff like that, or there's decals that you want to see, or there's something that you want to see stood up for,
Julie
spoken
brought that up
about.
today.
Right.
She had mentioned decals for veterinary technicians and people in the
Yes.
medical field, in the veterinary field specifically. They have one of the highest rates of suicide, and it's mind-blowing, and you don't really typically see that as a career path that would cause so much, but they go through so much emotional turmoil and, you know, having to put down animals every day and getting the pushback and the grief from the families who lose these pets, these loved ones. I mean, they're their babies. These are my babies. I would die. You know, like it's a heavy thing, and they carry such a heavy burden. And she brought that to our attention, which is what we want and what we strive for and what we aim for, is to make sure that everybody has a voice. Everybody's story is different and beautiful, and everybody's story matters. And we want to know what your journey and where you come from and what is important to you. And that's why we give back. Our passion and our mission is to give back to mental health awareness and suicide prevention. I cannot talk enough about it. It's so important. But what you care about matters too. You know, whether it's breast cancer or anti-bullying or rescuing animals, it's another big passion of mine. We've got M's Cuties. We're still doing that. That's our mission in the future, to get that as a 501(c) officially incorporated. And what you care about matters. So what you let us know. We want to incorporate that into what we create and what we talk about. There's just so much. There's so much.
Yeah, let us know. And Julie, like I'm gonna look at some of those images, and hopefully we'll have a decal up and going for you really soon, which is cool because like I said, like I wouldn't have known. So this is how we figure out and how we educate and how we're able to advocate, is really from who we're around and who's sitting at the table with us and who's, you know, letting us know all this information. And I mean, we look up what we can and we look up statistics, and that's kind of how we get moved for things as well. But truly, we can't look at everything. And I know everyone is so uniquely made and has those passions for a reason, or has those passions because something happened in their story that has made them passionate and so caring about specific topics. So like really, truly, we want to know what's on your heart and what kind of that calling is for you and what you're passionate about, your passion projects are.
Please share. That's why we've been doing the posts about, you know, what questions do you have for us? What passions matter to you? Because we want to know. That's how we're going to continue to grow. And I cannot reiterate this enough. We will reach everybody, whether you're on board with our mission or not. You will know who we are.
Right.
We're going to be out there, and we care about every single person, every single soul. Every life is beautiful. And we want to reach you, and we want to make sure that you feel heard and that you have a voice in this as well. This is just as much your mission as it is ours, and we want to bring you in with this. We can't do this without you.
Yeah, a whole community. We want to create a whole community where everyone's heard, everyone's seen, every mind matters. I brought some of the Yes, I brought some of the decals to show you guys just in case. I know sometimes it's hard to see kind of like when they're pictured in the Etsy shop, or maybe you haven't seen them around. So just to kind of get an idea of what they look like. Some in the Stigma ones with our semicolon. Some Survivor.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Yes, and the red glitter. It's
It's
super pretty.
red glitter. You can't really see it, but it's red glitter. It's so pretty.
So, so pretty. And then another favorite, the Holographic Butterfly. And these guys, like, they're good on like your laptop skins, right, on the outside of your laptops, mirrors. They really stick like tons of on the outside of water bottles. There's really endless options for these. So
And they're
pity
permanent
one.
vinyl too, so which is nice. I just love these.
Loving them.
Show me your pitties. You saw my pity baby.
Yes.
He's my rescue boy. I'm very passionate about pit breed rescues and ending the stigma and the demonizing of those breeds. I know I've got Sherry Bishop is a really big advocate on that, and I cannot thank you enough for your support. We're going to continue to grow. We've got the Aussie moms, the rescue t-shirts coming out too as well. So we're really excited about that.
The healing is not linear, and then I have the mental health is important, and this one we do have on t-shirts as well, both pink and white t-shirts with a little bit of different coloring, but is the same logo. And then we've showed earlier, we got our new journals and the crystal kits.
The journal sets, so excited about. They're so cute to go along with the crystal sets. You can buy them separate or together.
Yes.
And again, 10% of everything. 5% goes to mental health, 5% goes to suicide prevention, 5% is donated to the awareness group or charity of your choice.
Yes. And then this week was big for us too because we got our new business cards in. So these will be in everybody's order now, finally. Yes, and we're loving them. They'll be in everybody's order. Reach out to us if you, it'd be really awesome if you have a place that you know that you can put them out, or you have a place that you know that this mission will really be seen or be heard, that you can put the business cards. Reach out to us. We'd love to send you.
That's a big thing too.
Right, we'd love to send you a thank you and send you some cards.
It makes a difference. So you might be in a place that is in need of something like this. So let us know.
Yes, absolutely. And then we'll, and this is the thing, we want to get conversation going. So if you guys follow us on our personal pages, amazing. Thank you for following us. Thank you for all the love, the support. Follow us on our MR2 Connections Facebook, though. And if you can, get your friends, your family there. And we need the visibility, right, so that we can get the mission and really what we're trying to do out to everyone. And that's going to be our biggest avenue right now, is just getting people invited there and getting people excited and more comfortable with hearing about mental health and suicide. And although they're hard topics and they involve a lot of emotion, they need to be heard, and we need to get the stigma taken away from it all. So we're going to do our very best to do that.
We're up to about 13,000 views right now out of billions. So we've got a long way to go, but we've come so far, and we could not have done it without you. We looked at the hashtag MR2 Connections and we're mind blown that we even had 13,000. So it's such an honor and a privilege, and we are growing rapidly. But we want to grow faster, of course. Yeah. There's just so many people that need to be reached and touched and inspired and elevated and supported in whatever way, shape, or form that needs to happen. We want to do our best to, again, break the stigma, make sure that everybody feels like they have a voice, that they're valued, that they matter, that they're worthy. Because you are. We are.
Perfect.
So excited.
Yes. So watch us in the weeks to come, because we're doing next week. We're going to go back. What?
Our YouTube channel.
Yes. We're rapidly growing, speaking of. So like we work on those little moments of courage, right? So it's like, okay, cool, middle night. Yes, we're going to download those videos and we're going to go on YouTube. So we're working on that. We got to get some introductory videos and some planning done on the backside, but all of these videos that we're doing are on.
Keegan's here. Hi, Keegan.
Yay.
Hi, Austin. I see that you're here too. Thank you so much. But yeah, we're so excited. Again, we're growing rapidly. After 12 years, we finally got to the point where we have a solid foundation of what we want to do and what we want to accomplish. We have a clear very clear vision, and we won't stop. We're not going to stop. We're just going to keep on going, and we can't do it without you.
Next week, we're going back to a guest speaker. So next week, we've got a guest speaker. Really great friend of mine, been a friend of mine for a very long time. Actually from Arizona. If you guys don't know, I used to live in Arizona. Actually came back home quite some time ago. But Shelby is also from around here, and I just cannot wait for her to share her journey with mental health. It has also been very taxing along the way. There's been a lot of things that have happened, a lot of things that have challenged her, but she has then since risen from that, has beautiful baby girls, is doing big things, and I can't wait for her to share about that and be back to some guest speakers. And speaking of guest speakers, if you guys are at all feel called to talk about your mental health journey, or share your story at all, or need something to be heard, we would love to have you on our platform. We're going to have like a little Google form that you can fill out. Until then, though, until you see that Google form and we get it released, please reach out to us, whether you drop a comment on this live video after you hear about it, whether you reach out to one of us individually or on MR2 Connections Facebook. We even have TikTok. I mean, we're all over the place, guys. Okay, we're trying. We're really trying to grow, but we need speakers.
I'm so glad Keegan is on here right now, because we would love to have you speak on, you know, the life you've been creating. We've known you for a long time, and you've got restaurants going. You're doing really big things, and you're living the life of your dreams, and it's amazing. We would love to hear about that. Of course, if you're comfortable and willing, reach out. But we have so many people that we're connecting with that have such beautiful stories and journeys, and they're doing so much, such amazing things. And we've got Bianca Galindo coming on in a few weeks to talk about her journey and what she's doing with Lacey Fit, and the journey that she's had with, you know, fitness and mental health, and it's just amazing. And then Shelby, of course, and I call her my fire girl. I'm so excited. We've got so many people coming on, and yeah, we've got so much more to come. So thank you again for your support. Stay tuned, and we've got more products that we're going to be launching this week as well.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much for hopping on.
Yes. Until next time, make every day your best.